New York City, a city full of life. But in the shadows, it's a different story. Behind every alley, beneath every street, inside every old building, there's something waiting, something watching, the kind of stories they don't put in the headlines. Some call them myths, some say they ain't real, but once you hear them, once you see them, it's already too late. Welcome to Urban Nightmares, where the city's darkest secrets come to life. Ain't nowhere safe, the alley that eats people. Yo, let me put you on real quick. You ever walked through an alleyway in New York and felt like somebody or something was watching you? Like, even though it's empty, you just know you ain't alone? Yeah, that's 'cause you ain't. Let me tell you about this one alley in Lower Manhattan, right off Canal Street. People call it the Maw, and trust me, bro, it eats people. So boom, it all started back in the 80s, crack era. Whole block was wildin', but this one alley, man, folks been disappearing there since forever. Homeless dudes, drug runners, even some Wall Street cats trying to take a shortcut after happy hour. One minute they there, next minute, poof, gone. No body, no scream, nothing. My uncle, old head named Reggie, used to run numbers for a crew back then. One night he got to make a drop in that same alley. He told me straight up, he felt like he was being hunted soon as he stepped in. Streetlights don't hit right back there. It's like the shadows got hands trying to grab at you. So Reggie's moving quick, trying to get out. He hears this whisper, but it's everywhere. Like behind him, above him, inside him. It say, "You came to feed me?" Man, Unc ain't even think twice. He booked it. But before he hit the street, he turned round, and I swear to God, he said the walls was breathing, like the bricks was flexing in and out like lungs. Then he saw it, a face in the wall. Not a person, the wall itself turned into a face, stretching out the bricks like clay, smiling at him. Wide-ass, jagged-ass teeth made of concrete. Before he could even blink, the whole alley just snapped shut, like it ain't never been there. Reggie made it out, but he ain't never been the same. He don't talk much, just sit on his stoop with a cigarette, mumbling about the hunger. Said the alley knows who steps inside it. It smells your fear. And if you ever see the face, that's it for you. You part of the bricks now. Now you probably thinking, that's some old head talk. Ain't no alley eating people. Hey, bet. But let me ask you this. Why you think there's no record of that alley on Google Maps? Why you think delivery guys won't cut through it, even when they're trying to make time? Cops don't chase nobody in there. Ain't no cameras, no street signs, nothing. It's like the city itself trying to forget it exists. But yo, if you really want to see for yourself, be my guest. Just know this. If you step in and the air get too quiet, if your breath feel heavier, if your feet start sinking into the ground like wet cement, run and don't ever turn around. Because if you see that face, you ain't never coming back. Yo, New York got mad legends, but this one different. You ever been on the subway late at night, half asleep, half aware, and suddenly the train just feel off, like ain't nobody getting on, nobody getting off, and the outside world just look wrong? Yeah, that's because you might have caught the ghost train. And let me tell you, once you on, you might never get off. Hey, so boom. This happened to my man Trey a few years back. Regular dude, Bronx born, worked in Midtown. One night he get off late, hops on the 6 train at Canal Street. He tired, so he don't peep nothing weird at first, but then he realized this train ain't stopping. Not at Spring, not at Bleecker, not nowhere. Just keep going. Now, at first, he think maybe he just zoned out, missed the stops. But now, bro, he check his phone. No signal. Look around. Nobody else on the train. He swear it was packed when he got on. Now, empty. No bums, no late night drunks, no MTA worker telling him to get out the way. Just him and the train, still moving. Now Trey's starting to bug. He run to the next car, still empty. Runs to another, same thing. Then he noticed something. The ads on the train, old as hell, like cigarette ads, prices from the 70s, even some posters talking about some disco club that closed decades ago. He started feeling dizzy, like the whole train got heavier, like the air was pressing on him. Then the lights flicker. For a split second, he sees something sit in the far seat. Looked like a dude, but twisted. Limbs too long, face too blurry. And when the lights flicker again, it's closer. Trey ain't waiting to see what's next. He bangs on the doors, trying to open them, screaming for the conductor, but there ain't one. Just that thing, getting closer every time the lights blink. And bro, the train still ain't stopping. Then he hears the whisper, real low. You ain't supposed to be here. And then, bam, train screeches to a stop out of nowhere. Doors fly open. Trey ain't asked no questions. He sprints out, lands face first on some nasty-ass subway platform. When he look up, he on 149th Grand Concourse. But the train, gone. No whoosh, no lights in the tunnel. Just vanished. He stumbles out, trying to process what just happened. Checks his phone. 5:32 a.m. But here's the thing. Last time he checked, it was 1:15. He lost 4 hours. No explanation. He went home, quit that job, and never took the train at night again. But yo, Trey was lucky, because some folks, they don't make it off that train. Some say, if you too distracted, headphones in, eyes glued to your phone, that's when it gets you. You look up and boom, you on the ghost train. And if you don't get off in time, you just become another shadow sitting in the back, waiting for the next lost soul to join you. So next time you ride in the subway late, pay attention. If the train ain't stopping, if the ads look wrong, if you hear a whisper that ain't got no mouth to match it, run. 'Cause once the train decides it's keeping you, ain't no getting off. Yo, New York be full of weirdos, right? But sometimes the ones you gotta be scared of, they ain't even alive. This one's about my cousin Darnell. Used to live in the Bronx, some busted ass apartment building off Grand Concourse. Cheap rent, but the place had a vibe. Like walls too thin, hallways too dark, and the whole building smelled like old ass mop water. But it was home. Until he found out about the man in 6B. Hey, so check it. Darnell been living there a few months, top floor, apartment 6C. Ain't think nothing of it until one night he hear banging from next door. Like boom, boom, boom. Heavy, aggressive. But when he looked through the peephole, ain't nobody in the hall. Just that ugly ass, dim light flickering like a horror movie. Now he ain't think too much of it. Maybe somebody moving furniture or some drunk dude wilding out. But the next night, same thing. Boom, boom, boom. This time, it wake him up. He checked the clock. 3:13 a.m. every single night. Same time, same banging. But whenever he step outside, hallway empty. So one night, he catch the super downstairs and asks, "Yo, what's good with 6B? Who in there?" And the super just look at him weird. Says, "Ain't nobody lived there in years." Now Darnell, confused as hell, like, "Bruh, you bugging. I hear somebody every night." Super just shake his head, mutters something about minding his business, and walks off. Now Darnell real curious. So that night, when the banging starts, he decides, "Fed it, I'ma check it out." Grabs a flashlight, cause the hallway light always dead, and steps out. Stares at 6B. The door look wrong, like it ain't been touched in years. Peeling paint, rusted handle, but the banging's still going. So he knocks. "Yo, whoever in there, chill the fuck out." But soon as his knuckles touch the door, silence. Now he really tripping. Tries the doorknob, unlocked. He push it open real slow, and inside, straight up abandoned. Dust everywhere, furniture covered in sheets, smelled like mildew and something rotten. But here's where it get real messed up. On the wall, behind an old couch, scratches, hundreds of them, deep in the drywall, like somebody tried to claw their way out. Then he hear it, low whisper, right behind him. "Why'd you open the door?" "Bro." He spun around fast, ain't see nothing. But the room, it ain't feel empty no more, like the air got thick. He bolted, slammed the door, ran back to his spot, locked every damn lock. But as he's trying to catch his breath, boom, 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 from inside his closet. Darnell ain't even pack his shit. He left that apartment that night, never went back. A few weeks later, building got condemned. They boarded the whole thing up. But before it did, he asked around. Found out a dude used to live in 6B, some old recluse, went missing. When they finally checked the apartment, they found the walls scratched up, door still locked from the inside. And his body, never found. So, if you ever move somewhere and hear some weird noises at 3:13 a.m., don't be like my cousin. Leave that shit alone.
Late. The midnight hour has passed, and my attendants have all retired. Lord.
Armesa?
Your lord. I will be addressed as the honor of my blood demands it.